There are several movies out right now that are,
Hooray for Hollywood.
yeah, hooray for Hollywood, that are dealing with the issue of unplanned pregnancies. And the interesting thing here is, and good for the pro-life movement, is that many of these are actually kind of, although they're not saying they're pro-life, they're taking a pro-life position. Abortion is not mentioned. They show that the baby is a child. They show sonograms, all these sort of things. There's another movie that's going to debut nationally in August called Bella that's already been screened by people around the country.
Seen that movie. That's a phenomenal pro-life movie. Excellent.
But some of these are just normal Hollywood movies in which these pregnancy things, and some of them, the movies are pretty raunchy, but the message in them, things like Knocked Up and other movies, you know, they're not the movies that you want to take your kids to, but they keep the baby. The interesting,
promoting a culture of life.
Exactly. The interesting thing here is one of our pro-abort buddies doesn't like this trend. Washington Post film critic Ann Hornaday wants abortion portrayed in these movies as on an equal plane with adoption or keeping the baby or whatever. And she's upset. She says that the word abortion isn't even mentioned in these movies. And here's her quote: "I think it's shocking that the subject of abortion as a choice has been eliminated from the discussion. The topic isn't even on the table. And she thinks this undermines Hollywood's claim as having a liberal agenda," which is nonsense. It does not undermine it. But these people always tell the lie that they want women to have choices. Now, a movie comes out where a woman doesn't even consider abortion, and that's not good enough. She's got to consider abortion. It's got to be brought up and discussed in these movies. And, you know, it's just, I would wonder if they made a movie in which a woman did have an abortion, would she be upset if they didn't bring up, well, didn't you discuss adoption and didn't you discuss keeping the baby? And
would they put in the movie the horror that the post-abortive woman goes through afterward? Would they include that? And the regret, especially when she sees new babies and things like that?
You know, this doesn't have to undermine the idea that Hollywood has a liberal agenda. They most certainly do. But what they have a bigger interest in is the bottom line. And Americans are not going to tolerate movies that support abortion. They're just not.
Well, they don't want to see it. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to look at it.
And it brings up, I mean, think of the 50 million women who've had abortions in America. It brings up raw, tender feelings that they don't want to deal with in an entertainment scenario. They're not going to pay $8 to go and be reminded of something tragic. And Hollywood knows it. And it's just not going to fit the bottom line.
And when the movie finishes in the theaters, they will not buy the DVD.
That's right. That's right.